It's Amy and Robert again. We are here to give our latest update on our embryo donation situation. So the last video we made, we discussed how we were actively looking for matches, and we are here to say that we have been matched.
Yay.
Super exciting, and it actually happened really fast, and we've been matched with 2 different couples because we just could not, I just, in my last video, as I said, we just felt like we wanted to give embryos to everybody because everybody was just so deserving, and the ones we spoke with were really sweet. So we were in contact with these 2 couples, and then we were like, okay, we're gonna give 1 embryo to 1 couple, and we're gonna give 2 embryos to the other couple, and we're gonna cross all of our fingers and toes and hope that it works out for everybody. So the first couple, we'll call them couple A. They're the first ones that we were in contact with. I actually reached out to them after I viewed their profile because it just so happened that whatever they had written just really I had like a soft spot for it. It was just like exactly how I wish my life was when I was a kid. That's like how their life is. And so I was just like, oh my God, yes, like this is wonderful, this is perfect. Like I wish I had this for River and Vienne. And so, you know, the next best thing would obviously be to have my other biological child, you know, hopefully be able to grow up with the life that they described that they have. And the second couple contacted me not too long after.
Yeah, I guess we'll call couple B.
Couple B. And they were just really awesome, and they were really local, which was even better.
Yeah.
Couple A is about, what, 5 hours away?
No.
4?
3.5, 4.
And couple B is like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. And they were also very nice. We spoke with both of them. We ended up speaking on the phone first, and then we did a Zoom meeting, because you know Zoom's all the rage these days anyway.
Yeah.
And we just spoke for at least an hour with both couples.
Mm-hmm.
And we just hit it off with both. It just felt so natural. It felt so good. We were on the same page. And then
Seemed like some good people.
Yeah. And then we kind of wanted to, after we initially talked to them, we wanted to kind of gather our thoughts and see if we did in fact want to give, you know, split up the embryos and give 1 to A and 2 to B. And we thought about it, and I actually thought about it a lot, actually. It didn't just come naturally to me. I had to really be like, okay, do we want to split these up? Do we want to split these up? What are the pros and cons? And I'm, you know, weighing this in my head. I'm in the shower and I'm thinking about it. I mean, for a good 3 days straight, I was just like, oh God, I hope I'm making the right decision. Like, I really did want to split them up, but I was thinking that I had a little bit of a hesitation with some particular things. And the main thing that we had to realize, and this is something that actually couple B brought up to us that I hadn't even thought of, is that, you know, I said that couple A was very private, and, you know, we couldn't really say much. And then she said, well, you know, they would potentially have the siblings of our children just like you would. So we kind of have to know who they are. Mm-hmm. And we were like, oh my God, I didn't even think of that. We really had only been thinking about, you know, keeping contact with both couples, but not the situation in kind of like a triangle, like a triangular situation where all 3 of us really should be in contact, because all 3 of us are going to have, you know, hopefully be raising genetic siblings. So that was something to consider. And once she brought that up, then I went back and, you know, we talked to couple A, and we were like, this is what we realized, you know, are you okay with opening up your, you know, your family and your life to this other couple? And they were like, you know, we really just thought of that ourselves too. And they're like, yeah, absolutely. And so once I realized that we were all on the same page, it made this decision a lot easier. And I also suggested, you know, since 2 of us are going to live close, 1 of us going to live a little bit further away, what about if we all did like a yearly kind of sibling reunion, where we all at least got together once a year? Either we went up there or they came down here, and you know,
Go to Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, just something, right, where we could all get all the kids together. And you know, in the meantime, obviously we exchange texts or emails or, you know, whatever whatever life brings. But we really did want to make sure, sorry, we're keeping you awake. We really did want to make sure that we set the stage for all of the siblings to be able to keep in contact and know each other. And they all were on board with that, which was kind of like the clincher right there. It was like the nail in the coffin. I was like, okay, this is happening. We're doing it. So, you know, we called them up, or we did another Zoom, and we were like, yeah, let's do it. Let's have babies. And at different points, they got emotional. Both prospective moms got emotional at some point, and then I got a little emotional. And, you know, it just really solidified that we were doing the right thing. It already felt so rewarding. And, you know, we had some heartbreak and some loss before we were able to have River and VN. And so, like, I know what that felt like. And what it just felt like to me is that they were just releasing like an emotion of hope. You know, they had a lot of, you know, they both have had really big struggles when it comes to fertility. And so this was just like a new glimmer of hope for them. And so I was just really happy, really happy that we could be the ones to provide that for them. And I'm just like, dear God, like, please let this like happen. Like, no more losses, you know, like just positive outcomes from here on out. So that's where we're at right now. Actually, no, that's not where we're at right now. They started right away working on the contract, and we all went to do, both sets of us, both sets of them, I should say. They are doing the contracts through NRFA, the website that I've mentioned in previous videos. They have someone there who just basically gets all of the information, and their lawyers put together the contract, and then the recipient family's lawyers look at it, and then if we need a lawyer or we want a lawyer, like, we can have someone look at it. So right now, that's basically where we're at. We're at the contract stage. I've been presented with one final contract from couple A, but I think it actually is not necessarily going to be final. We need to work in more about exactly which embryos we're going to get, because, you know, they want to see the embryologist report, they want to see the grading. And couple A is going to be getting a boy, and couple B is going to be getting a boy and a girl, because that's what we have. And it just so worked out that that's what they wanted. Like, yeah. I asked them, and it just was really cool that there was no fighting over the embryos at all. Like, it just worked. It was like a piece of the puzzle just like fitting together like this. But now it comes down to, you know, which boy embryo, which one's going to get. I just saw my embryologist report for the first time today. You haven't even seen it. But
I have not.
My doctor, Dr. Khan at Newport Fertility, he's not big into the grading. He never stressed that. We never even knew what the grades were until our embryos were thawing, about to be transferred into me. And then they were like, oh, here's the grade. He doesn't put much weight in the grading, so I never knew what it was. So today I'm looking at the embryologist report, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think the lowest grade that I had was a 3BB, which is good, because it goes A, B, and C. Mm-hmm. And then 5 is like the most expanded, like ready to hatch, and then 4, and then 3, and then the A's and the B's, like A is like the best, whatever the cells look like, or whatever the cell looks, you know, the embryo looks like. And so B is basically average, A is like excellent, and C is poor. And so I didn't have any C's. We just had like 3, 4, and 5, and a variation of A's and B's. So I think they'll both be pretty happy with that. And I already told them, like, I know that these are good embryos. Like, these are strong. I just know it. I'm still planning on 3 babies to come of this situation. So
we make some good eggs.
Hopefully I'm right. Yeah, we do make good babies for sure. So now the next step, I guess, is just to decide on, you know, put it in the contract, who's getting what embryos, because that wasn't mentioned at all. And then those are going to be pretty much like signed, sealed, and delivered really soon, probably this week coming up. We have to get it notarized, and then we'll send it back. And then I guess the next step, and this is what the recipient mothers are handling. I really haven't had to do that much. But the next thing would be to figure out the transportation of the embryos, because my clinic, Dr. Khan, Newport Fertility, disclaimer, love them, but they do not know anything about open donation. They don't do it. It's not something they're set up for at all. So we tried, but they were just like, no.
But other than that, they're great.
Yeah, other than that, they're wonderful, but they do not handle open embryo donation. So recipient family A are going to one clinic, and recipient B is going to the clinic that she actually used for her IVF. It just worked out pretty easily that was, you know, not an issue finding a clinic to do this, luckily. So now we just have to figure out transporting the embryos to the clinics. I volunteered. I was like, hey, like if it's easier for us to just pick up the embryos that are
Put 'em in a
ours
Ziploc
in
bag
our
and-
name, like so
yeah.
you guys don't have to be worried about giving somebody else our embryos. Like it's in our name. We'll just bring them.
Yeah.
We'll drive them here. We'll drive them there. I don't care. It's not that far.
Yeah.
So if we do that, that's totally fine. But that just still needs to be arranged. And I don't know. That's like where
I
we're
think
at.
that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so contract, embryologist report, figuring out how to get the embryos from point A to point B, and that's where we are at this moment. Yeah, guys, that's just our quick update of where we're at. We're matched. We are full steam ahead with having this, you know, the logistics and the contract worked out. So we will keep you updated on what the next steps are, and now like literally things are like really get exciting. Once they have those embryos in their possession and they're legally theirs, I'm sure like, you know, the transfer cycles will be starting right away, and then I'm just gonna be like, oh my god, this is crazy.
It's gonna be a
So
lot of fun.
anyway, stay tuned guys. We will have another update for you hopefully very soon. Bye.
Bye.